You open Instagram and watch people years younger than you go viral, get rich, and get seen. It triggers a specific kind of shame, a soft voice that says you should have figured this out by now. This feeling stems from an unspoken cultural rule. Society dictates that if you haven't hit your peak by 30, your ambition has functionally expired. This message is written everywhere, in Hollywood, in job applications, and in the tech industry's obsession with 20-year-old billionaires. It frames evolving after 40 as a failure dressed in delusion. But early success is often hollow, built on a fragile self-worth tied to external praise. It is a performance for applause rather than a pursuit of meaning. Delay acts as a form of protection. You weren't meant to rise while your ego was still fragile. You were meant to rise when your roots were deep. While you were seemingly invisible, you were busy forging assets that no book can teach: resilience, pattern recognition, and a callous courage earned through silence. Measuring a life built for deep purpose against a timeline designed for hollow performance creates a false sense of failure. The journey of the late bloomer begins when early expectations and early identities finally collapse. Carl Jung described this process as individuation, the difficult transition of becoming your true self. In your 20s, you wear masks handed to you by society. Individuation requires shedding those personas to reveal the real self. This creates identity limbo. You're no longer fueled by old dreams, but new ones aren't clear yet. You float in the void. This complete and total absence of direction provides the architectural clearing necessary for true psychological maturity to take root. While you are off the radar, you are actively refining your vision. You stop chasing praise and start seeing what is real. Vera Wang explored multiple lives as a skater, a journalist, and an editor before she ever designed her first dress at age 40. She became a global icon only after her previous, seemingly disconnected careers gave her the perspective her real life required. Colonel Sanders was 65 when he founded KFC, having failed previously as a lawyer, a salesman, and a gas station operator. He built his legacy on refined vision and endurance, qualities earned over decades of being overlooked. These icons bloomed when their psychological foundation was finally deep enough to sustain a permanent legacy. The primary threat in the void is the internal script of self-sabotage, the daily repetition of thoughts like, "I'm too old to start over." Author Napoleon Hill introduced a powerful strategy to combat this, which he called auto-suggestion. This diagram illustrates how the subconscious brain operates like software. It blindly accepts and hard-codes any repeated script it hears, regardless of the truth. Rewriting the code requires deliberate, daily repetition of a new identity, while ruthlessly blocking external conversations that reinforce limitation. Your daily internal dialogue functions as a set of literal software commands that directly dictate your future capacity and potential. Rebirth begins in the dark. It is a slow, quiet reconstruction that happens long before anyone else notices a change. The modern world is drowning in noise and starving for the substance that only comes with maturity. Late bloomers possess a unique competitive advantage, a quiet conviction that doesn't need to prove itself or perform for an audience. The power of a late bloomer lies in emerging from the void as something unrecognizable to their former self, turning previous obscurity into an unavoidable presence.